Daniel 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the prophets, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basest of men.
The Lord ministered to me and took me to a location, and he put me among Jundas, people who were discussing this world as you see it, discussing which strain to make a pandemic an endemic. So the angel of the Lord said the pandemic has become endemic.
Will be one of the first major economies to demonstrate to the world how you transition from pandemic to endemic. We are going to have to live with this virus.
On the 8th of January, the Guardian newspaper reported that Omicron was the ray of light toward transitioning from a pandemic to an endemic. On the 2nd of January, 2022, in a Sunday service broadcast live on the Good News World TV networks, including YouTube, as Prophet Uebert Angel described how he was taken by the Spirit of God into a junto, a secret meeting of people whose decisions dictate the direction of the world. Watch how he saw them arguing on which strain of COVID to use to turn this pandemic to an endemic. Watch how he boldly declared what the angel said, that the pandemic has become endemic.
There are a lot of things that are taking place this year we are in, but it was like a plan of giants. The Lord ministered to me and took me to a location, and he put me among Jundas, people who were discussing this world as you see it, and they were saying, what shall we do about this thing? And they were in a location discussing which strain to make a pandemic an endemic. In other words, they were looking for one strain that is not huge enough, that they would turn a pandemic into endemic. Endemic simply means where you now say is now with the people. It's now just like flu, but we need 3 jabs per year, 1 jab per year. The jabs are continuing, but now they will say it is now an endemic. It's no longer a pandemic. It's with us now. So they are looking for one strain, and they were sitting there arguing, should we make Omicron that? So the angel of the Lord said the pandemic has become endemic. See, I've not said COVID doesn't exist. Nope. To deny it will be stupid.
Watch how he said they were debating whether to make Omicron the variant for transitioning from the current pandemic to an endemic.
And they were sitting there arguing, should we make Omicron that? To make a pandemic an endemic.
On the 8th of January, the Guardian newspaper reported that Omicron was the ray of light toward transitioning from a pandemic to an endemic. Only 7 days after the prophetic word went forth, Nadim Zahawi, the most notable man with regard to vaccines, who served as the Parliamentary Undersecretary of State for COVID-19 vaccine deployment for the UK, and now Education Secretary, announced that the UK should be the major economy to lead the world in transitioning from a pandemic to an endemic, fulfilling the prophetic word.
I hope we'll be one of the first major economies to demonstrate to the world how you transition from pandemic to endemic, and then deal with this however long it remains with us, whether 5, 6, 7, 10 years. We are going to have to live with this virus.
Disclaimer. It should be noted that the prophetic only speaks what it hears and confirms the decree of God, and sometimes goes against the will of the people. The prophet is simply a vessel, not the originator of the message.